What's up, everybody? This is Colin from Holistic Heritage Homestead. I hope you're all well. I want to talk to you folks about 5 awesome health benefits of homesteading. Have you ever heard someone say something like, my grandfather was still gardening at 90 years old, or my grandmother was still raising chickens at 85 years old? Have you ever heard things like that? Well, the key word there is still. That means they probably didn't just start at 80 years old or 90 years old. That's something they were probably doing for years, maybe decades. And arguably, that's one of the reasons they lived so long or are living so long, and they still are capable, which is a great part. It's a big part of having a healthy, nice, high quality of life is being capable. Now, when I say homesteading, I'm talking about activities that include, but are not limited to, gardening, raising livestock, water procurement, water management, landscaping, fixing and building. There's a lot of different things that go into homesteading, a lot of different homesteading activities. So getting right into the list, and I think you might like this because some of these you may have never heard of before or you may have never thought of before. Number 1, vitamin D production. People that homestead typically spend more time outside than people that work indoors all day. A lot of homesteaders do have full-time jobs, but they still tend to be outside more than other people do who don't homestead. And the great thing is, the time to be outside for vitamin D production, the ideal time is typically, depending on where you live, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's prime time for homesteading activities, gardening, taking care of livestock, things like that. Now, vitamin D is so important. It's actually not a vitamin, it's a hormone that's responsible for many different things in the body. It's connected to your melatonin cycles. It's connected to happiness and having a good, healthy psychology, okay? It's important for calcium, getting calcium into your bones, okay? Vitamin D is so important, and low levels of vitamin D has been linked to diabetes, heart disease, cancer, depression. It's horrible to have low levels of vitamin D. So homesteaders, we get lots of time out in the sun, which is the way we're supposed to live. It's what our ancestors did. Now, here's a few tips for you, by the way, as far as vitamin D production through sun exposure. Exposing your skin to the sun. Number 1, you want to actually not shower before you go outside because you want your natural oils present in your skin. That helps your body turn that sunlight into vitamin D production, okay? The exposure into vitamin D production. Now, another thing is you want to be outside during the seasons of the year, the months of the year, that the sun is high enough in the sky to have you produce vitamin D when you are exposed. So you want to research that for your area, find out when you can get vitamin D production from sun exposure wherever you live. You also want to, here's another tip, expose as much of your skin as possible to maximize your vitamin D production. So vitamin D production, very important. Homesteaders, we have access to a lot more sun exposure than a lot of people do, or we get a lot more sun exposure than a lot of other people do who do not homestead. Number 2, psychological health benefits. Now, I'm thinking in particular about your dopaminergic system. That's the system that's connected to or part of controls your dopamine. Dopamine is known as the happy hormone. So 2 ways you could boost your dopamine. You could stimulate dopamine release, and that is 1, by accomplishing tasks. And homesteading is about accomplishing tasks constantly. So you're constantly triggering that reward system, your dopaminergic system, to release dopamine because you're accomplishing small and medium and large tasks all the time. It's great. Number 2, surprises and excitement. Okay. When you're homesteading, you're going to be constantly excited because things are happening. You're gardening, your seeds germinate. That's exciting. That releases that dopamine. Seeing plants after a heavy rain or after a rain, see them explode in growth, that creates excitement. Having your hens hatch out chicks, and you, like it happened to us a couple of times recently, go to the, or one or more times recently, is you go to the coop and you open the door and you see there's a chick or chicks there. That's exciting. Our pigs, when I found out that our now she's a sow, when she gave birth, that was exciting to walk out there and just see 3 piglets there. Super exciting. Great for psychological benefits. That's also connected to vitamin D production. There's psychological benefits of vitamin D production as well. So great for psychological health, and it's great because it boosts your self-esteem, because you become more confident, because you're seeing that you are able to do things, you're able to produce. And that's with all types of work. But there's something truly special and awesome about homesteading, because it's input and output, and the responsibility is on you. You can't blame other people, except maybe the other people. You don't want to blame people in general, but you could blame other people in your household that are part of your homesteading team or help with homesteading activities. But it's very much an individual thing. Now, I'm not saying it's not a team activity, but certain activities you're going to be doing on your own. Certain activities you might do with a family member or a neighbor or a friend. So number 3 is physical activity. The old expression, if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, that applies to physical things. That applies to your brain as well. If you don't think, you're not going to think well. And physically, if you don't move it, you're going to lose it. Now, that's scientific. Muscles atrophy. You waste away and lose muscle mass if you're not using your muscles. Your tendons and ligaments shorten and tighten if you're not moving through certain ranges of motion. Homesteading is physical. It is. Now, I don't want that to discourage people, because, again, when you're accomplishing those tasks and doing physical things, exercising, you're also releasing that dopamine to keep you healthy and happy. So the physical activity releases dopamine too. That's connected to the psychological health as well. And the physical activity is going to keep you young, keep you healthy, keep you able. A lot of people don't even walk. When you're homesteading, you're going to be walking, you're going to be squatting, standing from a squatting or a low squat position. You're going to be carrying feed bags, 5-gallon buckets full of water, stuff, whatever. You're going to be fixing, building. It's very physical. It's very physical. Now, to encourage you folks who might have limited physical capabilities, limited physical abilities, there are different ways to homestead. There are more intense physical ways to homestead, and there are ways to automate things to make things easier. There's also, you can pick and choose what you do. If gardening is easy and you can handle that, but raising pigs, they could be kind of aggressive and sometimes, and you don't want to be near them, that might not be something you want to do. You might not be fixing and building. You might want to focus on making money to pay someone else to fix something or build something if you can. So you can pick and choose to a certain degree, a certain amount, what you do. But the physical activity will keep you healthy, and it's going to give you a lot of health benefits, folks. Keep you able, capable. Okay, number 4. This is very important, folks. Again, you're spending more time outside than a lot of other people. When you homestead, you're spending a lot more time outside than people who do not homestead. So you're going to have a lot more access to clean, fresh air. The EPA says that indoor air, like the home in this house, the air in this home right now, is 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. That's right. And that's a minimum. It could go up to multiple times more polluted. Indoor air could be multiple times more polluted than outdoor air. Now, there's different reasons for that. There's something called off-gassing, which is essentially the things around you are releasing gases. Like your paint is releasing gases, your carpet is releasing gases. There's things called VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds, and they release gases, and they're horrible. Household cleaners, most of them are horrible. By the way, quick plug for green Llama cleaning products. If you want all natural, really all natural, non-toxic cleaning products that are phenomenal and work well, we've been using them and they're amazing. I'll put a link in the description you folks can get a discount. And if you use that, you save money and you also help our family as well. We are affiliated with them. I believe in their products. They're amazing. So indoor air pollution, not good. Being outside, better. So that's better for people that have asthma problems or asthma-like problems. That's better for people with lung issues. And it's better in general to have higher levels of oxygen because that also can prevent cancer, apparently. So very, very important to get fresh air. That the thing that our ancestors used to talk about, the elders say, get outside, get some fresh air. It's good for you. Crack open a window. There's truth to that. Outside air is cleaner. It's better, has more oxygen. Very, very important. And number 5, when you homestead, one of the number 1 goals of homesteading is food production. When you produce your own food, you're producing healthier food. The science is irrefutable when it comes to homegrown food and home produced food. I'm talking about livestock produced, grown, gardening, okay? It is sometimes multiple times more nutritious. For example, especially if you have good living soil and you're following our gardening videos and you're learning how to develop and improve your soil, healthy plants, more bioavailable nutrients. The uptake is better. You're going to have more nutrients like vitamins and minerals in your plants. Now you're talking multiple times, sometimes more magnesium or calcium or vitamin A, whatever, in homegrown food and home produced food with your livestock than the stuff in the stores. Healthier. Like Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine, let medicine be thy food, okay? Very important. You have access to learning about foraging and all natural plants and different things. There's medicine all around you when you're homesteading, and you can learn about that. And there's a whole different world there to get into as far as medicinals. You can grow medicinals, you could forage medicinals, things that have medicinal properties. Excellent, okay? Now, when you're growing your own food and you're producing your own food, you also know exactly what went into that animal, what they've been eating. You know exactly what went into that plant, what's in that soil for the most part, okay? But you know how they're taken care of, and you have more control over it than big question marks, mystery food. It's also not processed. You're keeping a lot of those preservatives out of your food. It's not processed. You're talking about whole foods. When we harvest a rabbit, we have rabbit meat. We harvest the vegetables, we have zucchini, we have carrots, whatever we're harvesting, okay? Way healthier, folks, and it's life-changing. I want this to, again, 5 health benefits. You know what that means? 5 more reasons added to the growing list of things that I talk about, of reasons why you should be homesteading. Why you should be homesteading. You can make better choices for your family and for yourselves, for your friends, your neighbors, and you could feed people and help them live healthier lifestyles. And homesteading has so many benefits to health, wellness in so many ways. It's something I think everybody should do. And we're here to encourage you folks. If you like this video, please subscribe, get involved in the comments below. Don't forget to like, hit the bell icon, do all the things. You folks are great. Do you feel healthier that you've started homesteading? If you've started homesteading, okay? If you feel like you have health issues and you want to start homesteading to live a healthier life, get involved in the comments below. For those of you who homestead and you feel healthier because of it, let us know. For those of you who want to homestead because you think it will help you be healthier, let us know. We're here to support you folks and learn from one another because the homesteading community is one of the best communities out there for sure. Take care, everybody.